What's up, guys? Welcome to the Anime Sensei channel. To start things off, I have an anime rap channel called Sensei Beats. You can find a ton of anime raps about some of the most prominent anime characters of all time. I upload new raps regularly. You should definitely check it out. Your support and feedback will be much appreciated. Secondly, there's my Discord server. If you want to join an active otaku community where there are regular anime quizzes and stuff like that, you should consider joining it. The links to both the channel and the server will be down in the description box below. Alright, today's video is about some overpowered main characters who just don't feel like doing anything. Well then, shall we begin? The first anime on our list is Dramatical Murder. An island is bought with the intention of turning it into a luxurious platinum jail, and only the wealthiest of the wealthiest can afford to live there. So, if you thought this jail was like an actual jail, you were wrong. However, those who inhabited the island before this were all forced to relocate, and after this jail got built, those guys lost all connection with their former home. Now, there are two kinds of games that are played frequently at this island. One is called Rib, in which gangs engage in turf wars against each other, and the other is called Rhyme. It is also fighting, but in virtual reality. But to play this virtual reality game, a player needs an AI called Allmate, which is kind of like a pet. Then there's the main character, 𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐵, and as you can probably guess from the title, he couldn't care less about the games. All he wants is to live a normal life, until of course it changes, and he's left with no choice but to play the game. 𝐬℩ Kara Hajimeru Mahou no Sho. The story takes place in a world where there are wars and battles, and the ones engaging against each other in this war are humans and witches. However, there is another kind that goes by the name of Beast Fallen. These are some sort of a mixture of a human and an animal, but they neither belong with the humans nor with the witches. They're just outsiders. So, they become people who hunt witches for some compensation. Not all of them, of course. Now, in the middle of it all, a witch named 𝐬℩ comes across a Beast Fallen, and she even makes him her mercenary. Together with a young magician, these three go on a quest to find the Grimoire of 𝐬℩, which is a powerful spell book that should absolutely not fall into the wrong hands. And during their journey, he slowly begins to develop sympathy towards both the witches and the humans as their bond continues to grow. Nijimaki 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸. Everybody loves a main character who actually knows what he's doing. That's right, guys. Screaming is no longer the cool anymore. And the main character of this anime is also someone who knows what he's doing. He may be a lazy-ass young man who only needs sleep, women, and food to survive. But there's one thing about him that makes him the main character, and it's that he's extremely smart. Even if there is a literal war going on, he knows what to do. Alright, so what's the plot? 𝐒𝐡𝐚 and his childhood friend, Yatorishino, who belongs to a warrior family, have to join the ranks of the army as a war is about to break out. Together with them are Matthew, Torway, and Haroma. They're all heading to a military site on a boat. Things are going smoothly until a storm hits the boat, and they discover an uninvited guest. Blood Lad. The main character, Stas Charlie Blood, is a strong vampire who rules over a major portion of the demon world. The rumors make him out to be a bloodthirsty and merciless tyrant. However, our boy is just a softcore otaku who's obsessed with Japanese culture, and he couldn't care less about drinking human blood. He leaves the management of the territory to his underlings and spends his time playing games, reading manga, and watching anime. However, because of some portal, a Japanese girl named Yanaki accidentally ends up into this world. Stas didn't mind it. In fact, he was overjoyed, as she was technically an anime girl. But then, some sudden events take place and she somehow dies and turns into a ghost. But Stas decides to somehow resurrect her, as this is also an opportunity to go over to the human world. So, they both go to the human world. Vampires in an anime isn't anything new. We have a stupid number of vampire-themed anime, but this one totally gives off different vibes. I'd say, if you've become somewhat skeptical of vampire anime, you should check this one out. Juni Taisen. It is not very often that you get an anime with 12 main characters, but since the plot of this anime is based on the 12 zodiac signs, the plot makes it possible for the anime to have 12 main characters. This is how it goes. Every 12 years, mercenaries who possess everything from cunning intelligence to raw strength gather around to participate in this tournament, and each warrior bears the name and the attributes of one of the 12 zodiac signs. The tournament will end when there is only one victor, So this is not something that any one of them can slack off on. Not only that, before the tournament, all of them are poisoned so as to ensure the death of at least 11 of them. It is a tournament to the death. You can probably expect what would happen in the entire anime, though the character designs are quite catchy and the anime is only 12 episodes long, so if it interests you, just give it a watch. 𝐒𝐻 wa zombie desu ka? A 16-year-old high school student named Ayumu Aikawa, who also happens to be the main character, gets killed. So he dies. However, he later wakes up next to a girl named 𝐜𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐿, and she is a necromancer who revived Aikawa, in turn turning him into a zombie. And now that he is an immortal zombie, he decides that he would find the one who killed him. And then, one random day at the cemetery, he encounters a girl named Haruna who is fighting a bear with a chainsaw. Nothing suspicious there. Now, after defeating the bear, she tries to erase Ayumu's memories of her, but because he's a zombie, he somehow absorbs her powers instead. So, now he has to fight off monsters like that bear instead of Haruna, while dressed as a magical girl. It's an interesting anime, especially if you want to see a zombie in a magical girl outfit. 𝐜𝐡. One of the self-defense officers is an otaku named Yuji who has the day off and is on his way to a convention in Ginza, Tokyo. But then a mysterious portal pops up out of nowhere and the situation is anything but normal. Out of the portal comes a number of creatures in armors and stuff, and they start wreaking havoc left and right. Yuji manages to save many lives, while the rest of the forces try their best to stop this unforeseen invasion. And now, 3 months have passed since the attack. He's now tasked with leading a special team that will be going inside the portal to initiate friendly relations with the people of that world. Now, what will Yuji find on the other side of the gate? 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐷. For many of us, the reason we got into the anime is because of some mainstream shonen like Naruto or Dragon Ball Z or One Piece or some other anime that we used to love back then. And the reason why we still feel strongly about those anime is because at some point we had developed an emotional connection with the characters. 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐷 is kind of like that too. It has a fair amount of some of the best anime characters there are, and the story is also gradually drifting towards the climax, as 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐷, the final movie, is set to air in January next year. And even if you're not a shonen anime fan, you should still give this anime a go before the air of the final movie. Remember, this is one of the greatest anime of all times for a reason, and that reason is Neo Armstrong Cyclone Jet Armstrong Cannon. 𝐸𝐴𝐵. The main character, Mahiro Shirota, has a pretty one-dimensional outlook on life. He doesn't like trouble, and he always keeps things as simple as they can be. However, he's also very conscious about regrets, and because he never wants to do anything and then regret it later, he picks up a stray cat on his way home. He even names the cat Kuro. But then one day, when he returns home, he sees a mysterious young man that he's never seen before. He panics. But then right in front of him, when the guy gets exposed to sunlight, he turns back into Kuro the cat. Later, Kuro explains that he is a lazy-ass vampire, and he would leave once it's night. But then things don't go as smoothly as they should have, and poor Mahiro is stuck providing shelter to this freeloader vampire. 𝐿𝐴𝐵. A guy that goes by the name Vash the Stampede has a $60 billion bounty on his head. That's right, guys. It's 60 followed by 9 zeros, so 60 billion. But why is his head so valuable? Well, it's because this guy doesn't let anyone who stands in his way live, and he also tends to flatten the entire city just for fun. He's a ruthless guy who lacks even the lightest amount of compassion. Everywhere he goes, destruction and death are bound to happen. Or at least, that's what the rumors make him out to be. In reality, he's just a normal guy who's never taken a life before in his entire life. Or rather, he's just a softie who likes donuts. But now that assassins are sure to come after his head, what'll he do? Vash is quite a likable character, and this plot isn't something that we get to see every day, so you should definitely watch this one. The animation is also top tier. It's produced by Madhouse after all. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and leave a comment. And if you're new to the channel, you should consider turning that red subscribe button gray. I post regular content, like every 2 days or so. I know that I didn't cover all the anime in this video, so if you have something to recommend, you can let us know in the comments below. Well then, see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay safe and watch anime.